comment, and subscribe.
Before I get into this episode, one of the things I wanted to quickly mention is that there are other people, of course, that make Jinx content on the League of Legends subreddit, or they make posts and stuff. And just like you guys have been incredibly supportive of my videos and what I've done for years now, I'd just like to give a second to make sure to remind people to go check out some of the things that other people are doing as well, because they definitely deserve the support and love that you guys tend to dish out. It's incredible. Thank you so much. And I just want to kind of redirect you there. Also to, the people that run the other moderators on the subreddit as well. When I drop the Slack, they pick it up very well. So with that being said, in today's topic, I have a little bit of a hot take with the whole Jinx E traps full damage immediately instead of over 1.5 thing, even for crit Jinx. And it's not a bad take. I think it's a good take anyway, but I should mention it's still a hot take. Over on Surrender at 20, you might have seen this post that as we've grown accustomed to, Scruffy hopped on Twitter to share a tentative change list for 10.22, including Ashe, Annie, Bran, Jinx, and Gnosis. And in the change, it's the E-traps deal full damage immediately over 1.5 seconds. And the tweet actually is over here. And as such, with 10.22, we have a bundle of small champion adjustments coming, and they're trying to open up love but viable roles for Annie and Bran, slightly modernize old spells for better feedback and usability. I think this one might be what applies to Jinx, because the other one slight satisfaction increases with better visuals mechanics. Not really doing any visual changes to the Jinx E change, so I think this one applies to Jinx, the slight modernization for old spells that feel better for usability. And now here's the thing with this change too, if I blow it up here. Here's my quote-unquote hot take about this and why I think it's actually fine for crit Jinx, because obviously people are like, oh, does this mean AP Jinx? Is an AP Jinx kind of aimed thing, right? They're going to bring back for fun modes more often, like Earth and stuff, and they want to open up the ability for you to be like, hey, what if I wanted to go even a mixed damage build and just have fun? I think on crit Jinx, the importance of this, what it could be, is that with the damage up front, if you're trading with somebody, especially if you're going down, the damage being up front might be the difference between you taking them with you and you not. And allow me to explain, because it's very opinionated, and I try not to be opinionated usually on these, but I try to, find context and other stuff on this for a while now, which is why this video didn't come out immediately and it's coming out now. But I think for simplicity's sake, like for simple math's sake, right? Let's say the Flame Chompers, you're building crit, it's down the bottom lane, it's early game, you don't have a lot of damage as it is yet, maybe you have some items, like parts of items. Let's say the Flame Chompers do like 50 damage up front, and then over the 1.5 seconds, it'd be an additional 50 seconds per 1.5 seconds. So like every half a second basically. So another 150 damage on top of that first 50 damage for a total of 200 damage, because that's including the burn damage and stuff like that too, right? Let's say it just did the full 200 up front. Now, early game, you're not really attacking for a lot, but like I said, let's say you have an item and a half, maybe a zeal item, maybe boots, right? Like a little bit of pieces of stuff, and you're around, for simple math again, 100% attack speed, which is 1 attack per second. Well, if you're going down, but you're deciding you're trading with somebody, because like you can't escape, it's not one of those you're being cocky, you got caught out, and now you have an ego. It's like, no, you're dead whether you trade with them or not, but if you trade with them, maybe you can get them down. The Flame Chompers and possibly landing that does two things for you. One, it grants you now that 200 damage up front. It also allows you to auto-attack them for a little bit now, longer without being traded back on for a bit. And so maybe by having that damage up front instead of later on, like across the 1.5 seconds, if they auto-attack you, and you auto-attack them simultaneously, it's like a very niche window, of course, the kind of a thing I'm talking about here, but maybe because that damage was up front, you take them down with you as well. Instead of like, oh, they get away with a sliver of health. In one of those scenarios where they got away with like 10 HP, they won't because the damage is up front while you were still alive to also add on more auto attacks is basically what I'm saying. Because obviously the damage would still be there the same regardless. For me, what I'm talking about is the addition of you being able to keep adding auto attacks to that maximum damage, and maybe that extra auto attack is what gets them while you're still alive before you go down. Now again, that is very niche, and if anything, this will probably be more effective for something like AP Jinx, which I don't think any of us in this video play, at least in ranked, right? Like maybe we all mess around with for fun builds in other modes, but in ranked, I think this is not necessarily the direction people go. But I do want to talk a little bit about mixed damage builds, because what do you think about them if this is full damage on a mixed damage build, right? I don't really think that's the thing that's holding mixed damage Jinx back per se, but for those of you that maybe have dabbled in it because you've had some team compositions where you needed mixed damage, everybody picked AD, and even with your hyperscaling, you needed magic from somewhere, everybody was stubborn, so you went that direction, whatever your reason is, do you think upfront damage would actually be helpful in a mixed build, in which case you could kind of have a little bit of flexibility in the meta when that that does happen. But more seriously, I think that's why they're doing the damage up front too, is on a more simplistic note. Like they said here, it's just slight modernization. Like, what's the point of having the damage over time anyways when it's just going to be there anyway? So might as well just have it up front. Like, just make it simple, make it easier, make it understandable better, and stuff like that. I came up with all this stuff just to have a more quote-unquote in-depth conversation about the change, but the change is kind of really simplistic in itself, so there's not that much I can really talk to you guys about it, to be honest. That's why I came up with all that stuff, but I do want to hear your opinions, so comment in the comment section down below. But thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, the actual subscribe button. But I don't know which video will be next, because life can have a lot of kinks. So until this time, take care. ggGetJinxed. Thank you for watching, and enjoy pizza responsibly.